Hello, welcome again to the Creators Desk. And in today's episode, we'll be looking at the introduction to filmmaking. And we say filmmaking is a collaborative art. When we say collaborative art, means filmmaking is a production made from several creative storytellers. Filmmaking is an art, where creative storytellers that are trained in different departments on how to make films come together to collaborate. So every movie you see on set or production you see, is a collaboration from several creative storytelling departments. And when we talk about filmmaking is movie production, content creation, anything that you do, and the outcome of that production is a film, something we can watch on a big screen in cinema, you can watch at home or you watch in your smart devices. It's called filmmaking. So, and one of the purpose for this episode is to let you have an understanding of what this department do. So, if you want to venture into this department, you can also check your gifts, your talent and your area of interest. So you can pick the right department to function in. And sometimes when you start your training in a particular department, you can, evolve to other departments and you find your space, your actual space where you can function properly. So thank you. In today's episode, I'll be taking us through the different filmmaking departments and what they do. So you can have an idea. Maybe, like I said, you want to venture into it, the one that maybe best fits your creative abilities, maybe your talents and your gifts. So the best department to function in. So I'm going to take this, but not in any particular order, but I'll try as much as possible to take the department according to the production cycle, from pre-production, production, and post-production, maybe how they come in and how they work. So our first department is the screenwriting department. And the screenwriting department, the creative storytellers in this department are called screenwriters. And basically, the screenwriters, what they do is um, screenwriters are creative storytellers that are trained in the art of writing screenplays for film. They write screenplays for film, television, video games. They do either by coming up with their own original idea, or someone will give them an idea and they expand the idea into a story or an adaptation of a book. Sometimes most of the TV series or movies you watch are books that were adapted to a film and, told on screen. So screenwriters are trained in that art. In fact, in summary, what I like to say is that screenwriters are creative storytellers that are trained in the act of telling stories visually on script. So they tell stories visually on script, and the reason why they are called screenwriters is because that story that they they tell on script ends up on a screen. So they write it in a format that any producer or filmmaker can pick it up and translate it into a film on screen. The next department we'll be looking at is the producing department. And that department is made up of creative storytellers that we call producers. And I always say producers are very resourceful persons. Producers are the money guys, they are the business guys in the film making space. They know a film that will sell, they know how to manage production from pre-production, production to post-production, and they know how to sell the film. They know how to get investors to invest in the film. So producers are very resourceful storytellers. They are trained in the art of overseeing film production from start to finish. They acquire a screenplay maybe by buying or collaborating with a writer. They draw budget, and they look out for sponsors and investors. They make sure that the production is seamless till it gets to the final edit, and they also know how to sell this film. So the producers are very, very resourceful persons. So the next department is the directing department, and we call those creative directors. What is the work of a director? A movie director is the creative lead of a film. They are very directing have to do with your intellect. They are very creative people. They hold the entire creative vision of a production throughout the production till it gets to its final edit. The directors are they tell stories visually. Just like I said, screenwriters tell stories on script. Directors tell stories on screen. So they take that script and tell that story on screen. So, in a nutshell, a movie director is in charge of the creativity of a film during production. They hold the creative vision throughout the production of the film, and the rest of the storytelling department work with them, during the set. So, directors are in charge of a movie set. A movie set. Just the next department we'll be looking at are the art directors and production design. The art directors and production design are responsible for set designs, and they oversee artists and construction workers on film sets. Art directors also tell stories visually. For instance, if in your screenplay you have a particular scene where that scene is a courtroom where a case, you have your judge, the lawyers, and every other person on set. Maybe the producer was not able to procure an actual courtroom, for that particular scene. And we have this empty space. And the director said, okay, we can work with this space and transform this space to a courtroom. That is the work of the art director and production design, to ensure that this empty space is transformed into a courtroom and is believable. If I'm watching that film, you have to convince me that this space was not originally a courtroom, for me to believe you. If not, if you are watching that film, I should think in my mind that, oh wow, this is actually a courtroom. Why? Because the production design and art director come together to ensure that all the props, everything that makes a courtroom look like a courtroom is put in place and it's believable. So they tell stories visually also. They oversee construction workers and artists. Um, Production design people are they are very good in craft. They can be good in fine arts, construction work, etc.